So I'm here with Nikki at the moment. He is a solo developer, and his indie studio is called PartTimeIndie. And he's currently developing the game School of Magic. Nikki, thanks for being here.
No problem.
Are you having fun at Gamescom?
Yeah, so far so good, I guess. Yeah, it's a lot
Okay.
of work, but it's fun.
Okay, I hope you're not stressed out.
Oh,
It's
it's
only the
fine.
second day.
It's fine.
Very cool. So, describe a scene from your current game, School of Magic. What do we see here? What setting are we in? And what is our goal in the game?
Yeah, okay. So I guess you can imagine like a top-down camera view, and you see like well, classical fantasy creatures like skeletons, orcs, and stuff. And you are a wizard trying to pass the entrance exam to the School of Magic.
Okay, what is our goal?
Yeah, the goal is to pass the entrance exam. You don't know why why you are at the school. Everyone's telling you you need to pass the exam in order to get out of there, and you don't know where you are and how you got there.
What dangers are then on our way, or how does it look like? Where do we go through?
Yeah, so the exam is a very practical exam, I guess. Basically, they created a virtual world for you where you need to go through and show that you are capable of using the magic you learned wisely. Can imagine it similar to from gameplay perspective, it is similar to like a Diablo from the combat side, and from the level up system is basically inspired by card games like Slay the Spire, with randomized cards that you pick, and these cards basically represent your spells and passive abilities.
Ah, all right. Yeah, you compared your game with Diablo 2. You also told me before that this is how Diablo 2 is supposed to be. What do
Yeah,
you
for
mean
me at
exactly?
least. Yeah. Yeah, so for me, when I played Diablo 2 for the first time, I really enjoyed doing the leveling, building up the character, figuring out which would be a cool build, basically. And I really disliked all the endgame stuff with long grinding and just getting incrementally better with a little bit of gear. It wasn't not really for me, I guess. I mean, I know that a lot of people like that part, but not me.
Mhm.
And so I really wanted to have a game where the focus was on actually leveling the character and not on grinding for gear. And I had a long time, I didn't really know how to build this game. But later on, I figured out that if you put it into a more roguelike structure, so you can try over and over again, because that's the first problem. Like if you have a game about just the leveling, then after the leveling is finished, the game needs to be finished, and then it's kind of boring if you like in a normal like Diablo game, you would just play it once and then stop it. That's more or less what I did with Diablo, a little bit more because you have multiple characters, but it's like not very interesting at that point. And so the roguelike structure really helped, because you have like this randomized leveling stuff where every time the decisions are a little bit different, and you really need to think about what you do. And so that's what I mean by that.
Okay. And tell us a moment in your lifetime as an indie developer. What will you always remember?
What will I always remember? I guess what I will always remember is when a couple of days ago I started if someone subscribed to my newsletter, they would get my old game Will Glow the Wisp for free.
Hmm.
And in the past, all these kinds of giveaways and stuff never did anything. Like not a lot, like not huge numbers. Maybe like 20, 30 people would join something like that. But this time around, it was very different, and that's why I will always remember it, because now my newsletter got 40,000 subscribers over the last
What?
couple of days. Yes, and so I had a lot of stuff to do that was not very, very unexpected for me, and had to talk to Valve about this. And now Will the Wisp is free, by the way, until the end of the month, I guess. Depending on when this comes out, this might be important for the listeners or not.
Well, very cool. And
Yeah.
so, what did you have to do with 40,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
What was.
So the first the first problem was that my newsletter provider, I had a free account which runs until 2,000 contacts, and I had like 600 before, 500, 600, something like that. And obviously that was completely blown out. And once I got over the 2000, I was not able to update the campaign anymore. And like I had this landing page built, but the problem was that I couldn't send out all the keys because I only had like 3000 keys. So then I needed to upgrade my account, and it was actually very expensive. So I thought about if I should do it, because if I would have done a monthly subscription, I would pay like 300 euros a month or something like that. For this amount of subscribers, and that's too much for me.
Wow.
I'm doing this in part-time, in my spare time. That's just way too much. So I needed to figure out a way to do that, and then afterwards I also needed to figure out a way to send out the emails, because my plan was to just send the couple of hundred of emails by hand manually, but I can't send 4,000 emails with every key has to be unique and only go to one recipient. So I needed to program something to send out these emails, and then I ran into the upper limit of the email sending and like stuff like that. It's like so much behind the scenes that goes on with stuff like that.
Oh God. Yeah. And well, you are called PartTimeIndie, so that was probably full time then.
Yeah. So right now for Gamescom, my day job, I always say, is off. So I'm not working for my day job right now.
Okay.
I have vacation right now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are there any plans when A School of Magic will be released, and on what platform?
Yeah, so right now it's planned for next year in Q3, which means like in August, something like that maybe. That's at least the plan. And it will be released for Steam. And afterwards, it depends on how well Steam is selling. Because my last game, it sells so few units that I don't want to put in more effort on console ports before I know if it actually is worth it. Basically, because if you do very, very low numbers, then you won't do a lot bigger numbers on console, and then it's not. Yeah, it's so much work to get on consoles compared to Steam. Like finishing a game is obviously even way more work, but also getting on consoles is a lot of work, and I just wanted to make sure that actually people play it, because it's not only about the money, it's also if just like 200, 300, 400 people then play it on consoles, I don't really feel like that's worth it, to be honest. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, of course. So, yeah, I wish you all the best with the game. I hope that many people will play it. And yeah, I hope that you don't have that much stress anymore, and have fun at Gamescom.
Yeah, thanks, you too, and thanks for the opportunity.
Sure. Thanks for being here.